Issue 72, Stormbringer magazine. Bastian Carthalos. He's the host with the most that rules the Storm host. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games, and today we're doing issue 72 of our continuing series of Hachette Collections Stormbringer magazine. Now in this one you get the mini Bastian Carthalos, who would be the leader of the entire Storm host. But also there's some interesting stuff in here as well. The lore section comes into Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, who would be the champion of the four Chaos Gods. He's unique in the sense that he's the only creature or mortal or entity or champion that has been given the blessings of the four Chaos Gods, and he knows it because he has no specific loyalty to any of them. He's so valuable that they refuse to lose him. He was largely responsible for the destruction of the world that was. Obviously it was the Skaven Tide that came up, but he certainly engineered an awful aspects of it. But he was so valued by the Chaos Gods that they snatched him from the void with promises of glory and horror and a chance to kill his mortal nemesis, Sigmar himself. The Trials of Glory is interesting because even then he had to be tested by the Dark Gods, who each sent a champion, which he then fed to his demonic steed Dorgar. And his greatest triumph in the Age of Chaos was the Battle of the Burning Skies, where he was able to make Sigmar lose his hammer and was able to occupy the area of Gal Maraz for a long time. So some interesting stuff there on Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, and a really cool model that is there for him. But the cool model we get today is Bastian Carthalos, who is the Lord Commander of the Hammers of Sigmar and who rules over the entire Storm host. Now, you have a cool little thing here where his reasons are for battle. So basically he's heard of the struggle, or that he mentored one of your senior commanders, things like that. So there's a reason as to why he is on the field. You have a dice roll here as well for chosen tactics, and kind of different aspects of great deeds and epic deeds. So a bit of fun that you can have with your character. You have the usual how to build guide, not especially difficult, but there is little bits to him, especially the base here. But the base, as we'll point out in a moment, is one of the nicest bases I've seen for some of these minis. And you have the how to paint guide. Now again, because you're 72 odd issues into it, you should be fairly good at it at this stage. And it does go into nice little detail, so you can get a lovely finish on your character here with these models. So a lot of interesting paint pages here. It goes into a lot of detail, but you should have a fairly good standard at the end of it. And you have here the Warscroll. Now this guy is tough. He moves faster than your typical Storm host because he's an extra inch, so he's 6-inch move, 3-inch save up, but he has 4 attacks that hit on 3+ and does damage on 2+, and has a rend of -2. So I mean, if he hits you, you feel it, and he does damage of 4. He can also has a thing where he can pick up the D3 friendly hammers of Sigmar units and reposition them. He has a voice of thunder, so he can issue a command anywhere in the battlefield, and once per turn he can pick one enemy unit in the battlefield, roll a number of die equal to the wounds characteristic of the unit, and for each 6 they suffer 1 mortal wound. And finally, at the end of a phase, if any enemy models were slain by wounds caused by this unit's attack in that phase, you can heal all wounds allocated to this unit. Now, this might have changed with 4th edition, but nevertheless, he's not the boss of the Storm host for nothing, as you could say. We have some more Warscroll tutorials, and The Last Stand with the Valley of the Shadows, which is part of the battle plan involving the Alliance of Order and Destruction, and the actual battle plan itself, Valley of the Shadows, and the Spoils of War at the end. So an interesting issue, especially with Archaon on it. This is just what's coming next, but we'll have a look at the actual model itself. And quite frankly, it's gorgeous. There is fantastic detail on this model. It went together quite well. There is a lot of places you can put up some exceptional detail. So I just put a bit of shading on his cloak there to kind of make him, just to, to layer it out and stand him out a little bit. But there is a lot of white on the model, so white being an awful pest to work with. I kind of based it, I believe, with a Wraithbone and then went over it very gently with Grey Seer. So it's a slight off-white, but it's enough for my purposes. The model itself, the base is fantastic. I mean, I love this little kind of skull here with, I don't know, is it incense or what it is, but that just he's walking along, and the actual terrain itself, again, is, you can see that he literally smashes the earth as he walks along. Again, you have wonderful details such as here, the kneecap, you have the two lightning symbols here, you have the cloak, which has a really cool kind of, I don't know, is a bird or griffin symbol, the creatures that they ride into battle here. You have the great, well, basically telling you who's the boss. The cloak itself is magnificent and is double layered, so he has a cloak over a cloak, if you know what I mean. So he looks fairly epic, and he stands out really nicely on the battlefield. Even the hammer itself has some great little details on all aspects. So if you're someone who's really detail orientated on their painting, this is a really nice display model that you can make for yourself. And if he's the front and center of your army, he's a lovely display piece. But a really nice issue to get, and that is issue 72 of Stormbringer magazine. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, good luck. And this is Sean signing off.